Hello friends, guess what? Today's video is a what sold video. So I know based on some of the comments I've been seeing on the last several bins hauls, you guys have been missing what sold videos. And I do want to start by saying don't get used to this because like I mentioned, these are just not my favorite videos to film and edit. So you know, I was never planning to stop them altogether, but sometimes I just feel like I'm getting stuck in a rut and I don't like that. So something I've been working on in my personal life is kind of like not people pleasing. So when I start to feel like I'm doing what sold because that's what you guys want from me or expect from me, then it just doesn't feel good. So, you know, that's how I started feeling. So that's why I kind of haven't done them in a while. And yeah. So I want whatever content I put out, I want it to be because I wanted to make that and not because somebody expected me to make that, if that makes sense. And if I can be blunt, this YouTube channel, as much as I want to share what I know and everything with you guys, it doesn't make a ton of money. So for me to make a what sold video, this is honestly probably going to take me 2 to 3 hours of my time just between getting it all set up. You know, I cleaned up a little bit more down here than I normally would, and I got ready, which I know that you guys might not think this is me getting ready because this is kind of what I'm always wearing when you guys see a video, but you know, normally on a Monday if I'm just shipping, I'm just probably didn't even get out of my pajamas, you know what I mean? So it just takes a little bit more thought, and so yeah, but for the money parts, you know, I am the only one that makes the money for our family at this time. So I can't be, I feel like this sounds rude, but wasting my time. And obviously it's not a waste because you guys are getting value from the what sold, which is what you're telling me in the comments. But for me, because of how long it takes versus how much I'm going to get paid for it, it doesn't make that much sense for me to do it over and over and over again, because you know what I mean, in that same 2 to 3 hours I could list 30 items on eBay, and that's going to pay me back a lot more than I'm going to get paid for creating this video. So hopefully that makes sense and you guys understand. But yeah, I'm still going to make videos what sold from time to time. I'm going to do bins hauls. Something I actually feel like I want to do, and I want to do it this week, hopefully. The kids are back in school. We had a 2-week fall break that ended today. So hopefully sometime this week, I'm going to just go out like normal thrifting. I haven't been regular thrifting in like forever because I've just been going to bins over and over and over again. And, you know, that's been really fun. You guys have seen all of my cool finds. The last couple weeks at the bins, though, have felt like it just... You know, I find enough, but it's not great. I haven't been finding that many, you know, 30 plus sales, which is what I'm hoping to find if I'm spending hours there. So yeah, I just want to go in some regular thrifts. Even if I don't find anything, I'm going to go in with the expectation of just kind of like having fun. You know, I haven't done that in a while. So, and I'm going to hope to record that for you guys. It'll be a different kind of video. You know, honestly, you guys might actually like that better than the stuff down here with just me in the basement. Like I want to like make funner videos, but again, it goes back to the time thing. So, you know, that's why I'm kind of allowing myself to do it this one day this week because, you know, I've got some extra work done. Last week while the kids were home, I got extra listings up and stuff. So I can allow myself one day just for fun. And then, yeah. So we'll just see what we find that day. But for now, let me show you what I sold this weekend. Starting off, we do have a bundle going out to Debbie, so thank you so much. I did pull it out just so I could get it all weighed together. So yeah, the total for this bundle came to $53.25. So Debbie got this turtle fur beanie. My Hogan's kind of falling down, so let me just show you real quick. Land's End, like a striped blouse. This is a Tahari new with tag blouse. This is a Wilson's leather, like a newsboys cap. And then this is the brand CC, just a new with tag blouse. So these 4 items came from the bins. This one was gifted to me. So yeah, 5 items into $53.25. Thank you, Debbie. All right, and if you follow me on Facebook, you've probably already seen this sale. I posted about it this morning. but this is a North Face backpack, new with tag. So something I guess I knew about it, but I kind of forgot. So you guys, I've been telling you about the North Face trade-in. So if you're new here or you've missed that, it's called North Face Renewed. If you want to just Google that. It's their recycling program, but basically you can trade in old gear, anything. Honestly, they take literally everything I brought them. They've taken other than an embroidered company item. So anyways, they give you, right now it seems to be $10 per item, no matter what the item is. And then that's just like a gift card for their store. You can buy whatever you want. So I've done that several times. You know, over the last 6 months, I've probably, you know, gotten close to $1,000, honestly, at this point. So I did already spend all that, some of it on my son, some of it on stuff to sell. And actually, I think every single thing I've bought, I have sold so far, bought with the credit. And yeah, it's been awesome. Anyways, what I'm trying to tell you is the first time I actually bought stuff with the credit, the employee was like, do you want to sign up for, I'm probably going to mix up the letters, but it's like XLPR or XPLR. Their program, it's just their loyalty program, you know, just like any other store where you like put in your phone number and you collect points for buying. So anyways, since I bought, like I'm saying, like close to $1,000 worth of stuff now, even though I didn't pay that out of my pocket, it was money that I purchased with. So I got points for that, which equaled whatever I spent. I got $50 back for that pass. So essentially it's more free money. And then they also gave me another $10 like bonus coupon. So this backpack I found on clearance on the North Face website for $55. It wouldn't let me just check, like this would have technically been free, but it wouldn't let me check out since I didn't owe anything. So I just found a hat that was like the cheapest thing that I could find and added that in. So for the hat and this shipped to my house was $13. And then this one already sold in just right about a day for $59.25 on eBay. So that's awesome. You know, essentially almost free to me. $59. I'm loving this North Face Renew program, and I really, really hope that they do not discontinue it. But yeah. So anyways, if you haven't tried it out, definitely, you know, we've heard mixed reviews of whether or not there might be ending it in the beginning of next year. So if you have your stuff, I would take it as soon as possible, or you could also mail it in. I have been seeing some comments that if you mail it in, I saw a couple comments that said they did not take everything and you don't get it back. So, you know, if you don't care about that, that's fine. But if you're like wanting your stuff back, if they don't give you credit for it, then I would maybe just take it in person. I think it has to be a legitimate North Face store. Like the one I go to is an outlet store, but I don't think you can just go to a store like say Dick's that sells North Face. Like I think it has to be a standalone North Face store, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So if you guys know differently, if you've been to any other store that maybe just sells North Face and does it, let me know in the comments. I feel like that was just a lot of words for me to just say that, but yeah, I know new people are watching every day, so hopefully you learned something there. All right, we are headed to box FG now. This is the brand Lane Bryant, so just some denim shorts. These are from the bins. They sold quickly for $13.50, so not like a huge amount, but yeah, I just listed them. I would have priced them higher if it was like spring, summertime, but since it's fall, I'm like, let me just get these sold quickly, and it worked. So happy with that. And if you are here, if I say it's from the bins, I paid by the pound $1.89, so something like that was probably just about a pound, so I probably paid about $2 for it. All right, EX. I love a beanie sale, especially when I found it at the bin. So this one I did. The brand is Outdoor Research. I do also love that brand. This is a 100% wool beanie. Somebody on Poshmark offered me $20 for it. So bins weight, this is like next to nothing. And yeah, $20. Awesome. EI. Right, this is a men's Lululemon, the metal vent tee. This one is from the bins. I sold it on eBay for $18. This one did sit a while. You know, I definitely notice a lot of Lululemon is taking either a while to sell or you have to price it quite a bit lower than you could have, say, a year or two ago. So either way, a bins item into 18. I'm happy with that. If you did not know this, Lululemon is another store that you can trade things in at, but it's not everything. So I try to like kind of, you know, the things I can take in for trade, and I do. This I could have. They do take men's t-shirts and give you $5 credit, but I knew I could probably get close to 20 bucks for this, which I did. So I try to mostly take things to them that are like the $10 trade-in, which is leggings, crops, pants, sweatshirts, things like that. So yeah, but Lululemon's program is called Lululemon Like New if you want to Google that one. I do at least have some pieces I might take soon. I keep, you know, when you like shop places or like talk about it, it shows you like stuff like ads on Facebook, and it's been showing me like this cardigan, and I'm like, I want that cardigan. So I might need to go take some stuff to try to pay for that cardigan. All right, EA. All right, this is the brand Woolrich. This is just like a knit skirt. I did get it from the bins. Sold it on eBay for $12.92. I'm very glad this sold. It did not sell for much. I don't think it has a brand on it. I found this at the bins like probably 2 years ago. I think I picked it up thinking maybe Plato's or Uptown would buy it, and they didn't. So I did list it, and I finally sold it for $5.63. So I'm lucky if I'm making like a buck off that, but glad to have the space back in my inventory. EN. Another bins beanie. This is Red Wing, the shoes, but it's just the beanie. It is new at tag, and this one sold for $13.50 in just a couple days of being listed. If you find the shoes of Red Wing, those usually sell for quite a bit. Yeah, sometimes upwards of $100. All right, EV. This is the brand. You guys probably have never heard of it because it doesn't seem very common. I think it was Kevin's Fine Outdoor Gear and Apparel. I don't know. Let me know if you've heard of that. It also says kevinscatalog.com, so it might just be like a catalog only thing. Anyhow, the retail on these says $139. I found 2 pairs of these at the bins, like, I want to say a year or 2 ago. The first one... So I got them listed right away, and the first one sold pretty quickly for, I want to say, like in the $50 range. This one, though, I had it listed, and then when I went to like bag it up and put it away, I realized, you know, when stores like put stickers on clothes like medium or whatever, it had one of those on it, but it had fallen off, and it left the like sticker residue mark, which I hadn't noticed somehow when I was photographing it. I think maybe I had 2 of the same size, and I just, you know, only did the photo of one, so I didn't notice on the other, something like that. Anyhow, when I realized it, I took it down, and then it just took me forever to get back listed. But once I got it back listed, which was probably just like a month ago, it did finally, I mean, it did sell fairly quickly again. These ones sold for $35.40, which I think is great considering the mark, like I was saying. So, but I would say look out for that brand if you find it. All right, ER. All right, this is going out to our viewer, Doreen. Thank you so much, Doreen. This is a Champion branded Colorado Christian University crew neck. I did find this at the bins. It was new at tag when I found it, but you know, when I showed it in a haul, it had a couple spots on it. It also had just a funny smell. So I took the tag off, sprayed it with some OxyClean, got it washed, and all the stains came out except like one is very faint, which I did point out. So, but yeah. Anyways, Doreen purchased this from me for $31.24. So thank you so much. I love a college crew neck. Those usually sell, yeah, in the $30 to $40 range. All right, looks like we are headed over here. All right, headed to CP. All right, this is a pair of Ann Taylor, like a women's dress pant. I did find them at the bins. This sold for $18.75. Buck Z. This is the brand Izod, just some denim or some jeans. I got these from Brandy's Whatnot, so let's say I paid max $8 for them, and this pair sold for $18.75. I did get 2 pairs from her that day, so you know I only had to do one listing for 2 pairs since they were the same size. Okay, CZ. This did not sell for much. Even I just loved this shirt, so I'm like, I'm gonna list it. The brand is Chop, so I'm not generally looking out for Chops. You know, if it's new with tag, I'll pick it up. If it's a men's like bigger size, I'll pick it up. Although I just sold a men's 4XB for $9. Anyways, you guys probably saw the reel of that, but so maybe I'm not picking up 4X men's stuff anymore. Anyhow, this shirt I picked up specifically because I don't know if you guys have seen the brand Faraday. They have like a sweater shirt, so it's like, it's almost a flannel, but it's more knit and it's kind of stretchy. This shirt felt exactly like those, and those Faraday shirts sell for like $50. So I knew that this one wouldn't sell for $50, but I was hoping for like $15 to $20, but no. I got it from the bins, but it sold for $8.93, so not the best. Definitely look out for those Faraday shirts though. All right, AD. This sold quickly. You guys probably saw me show this in a recent bins haul. It's Lily Pulitzer 100% linen, just like a fruit print button-down shirt. $26.25 I got for that one. Another quick sale you probably saw me show you in a recent bins haul. This is that South Park little toy set. This sold for $29.25, so I think that's pretty great. Something like that is so easy to list. CR. This is a women's Eddie Bauer flannel from the bins. This one sold for $11.25. DC. Okay, we've got a Wrangler, like a pearl snap women's sleeveless shirt. This is from the bins. Somebody bought this for my full list price on Posh, which was $25. So I think that's great. Okay, DO. This is a pair of shorts that was gifted to me. It did take a while to sell, honestly, probably like a year. The brand is Loft, and they sold for $9, but hey, $9 off of something I got for free is still pretty awesome. Okay, AW. Okay, we've got a pair of Converse women's sneakers. So these I bought at the thrift store close to my house. If you guys remember a few months back, I told you I felt like the guy was shaming me at the cash register because I bought 4 pairs of shoes, and he said something like, would be nice if they were going to someone who was going to use them. Anyways, this is one of those 4 pairs. I don't know exactly how much this pair was, but I remember I spent $40 that day, so, and I got 4 pairs. So let's say that these were $10. Let's just give them all the same price. This pair finally sold for $26.25 and not super quickly since it has been several months. I have only been back in that store. This store is like less than a mile from my house, and I've only been in the, you know what I mean? Like, you guys know how much I love thrifting. And because of that, like, situation, I just feel weird going there. And so, yeah, I might have been there like 2 or 3 times since that happened. I don't think I've seen the guy again, but, you know, I don't find enough there at any given time to, like, I guess stop in anyways. So sometimes I just want to go in there for fun, but I just don't. So it's kind of a bummer. Anyways, the Goodwill Buyer houses should be opening soon, and I'm still really excited about that. All right, DT. This is a pair of women's Crocs flip-flops, new at tag. I actually got these retail arbitrage. So I remember me and Chris were on date night and, you know, we had like an hour left till I had to go pick up the kids. And, you know, we did everything we were going to do for date night. So I'm like, let me just run in this store because we're already by it. And yeah, I found 25 pairs, not of this exact one, but 25 pairs of Crocs. And they were all $10 a piece. So I just bought them. So yeah, I spent like $250, but I remember I've already sold, like I needed to sell about 10 pairs to kind of break even on my investment. And then the other 15 would be pure profit. I know I've already sold 10 of them. So these sold for $18.75. So obviously not a huge profit either way, but let's say I'm already in the profit on the whole $250 buy. So, you know, after eBay fees, this is like 14 or 15 bucks in my pocket. I do remember I was keeping time on me listing those 25 pairs and it only took me 3 hours total. The buying, the photographing, the bagging, the inventorying, 3 hours to, I figured once they all sell, I would make probably profit around 300. So I thought that was really good use of my time. You know, it's not like I'm saying it's not a huge profit per item, but I like to look at my time more than the per item things that I'm making. So because to say for me to go out and find 3 items I could sell for $100 a piece, that would take me probably a very long time to find that, you know what I mean? So anyways, that's kind of how I like to look at reselling. All right. Thank you. This is Tommy Hilfiger new at tag. It's like a rugby style shirt. So that's kind of why I bought this from Brandy's Whatnot, but you know, a normal Tommy Hilfiger, I think I paid around $8 for this. I would not have paid that just for like a normal, say, polo shirt, but rugby style seems to be in still. This had a ton of interest and like low offers from the time I've listed it. It's probably been listed a couple months at this point, but it finally sold for $36.75. I think that's pretty great for Tommy Hilfiger. DP. These are a pair of Adidas. I think it's the NMD something or other knit. They're like a knit sneaker. I got these from Uptown Cheapskate. I remember I purchased them like 100% with me just trading bins items. So I don't know how much I had into the bins items that day, but you know, it's usually pretty next to nothing, you know, let's say $5 or $6 total is probably what I had into it all. And these sold for $47 on Posh, so I think that's pretty good. They did take a while though. So normally when I'm doing a trade at Uptown Cheapskate, I'm trying to find something that I can flip quicker. You know what I mean? Because all the stuff I bring them, I could sell on myself for more, but I usually like to trade, you know, 4 or 5 bins pieces for one really good piece that I think will sell in like less than 30 days. And these ones did not sell that quickly. These have honestly been listed probably for 3 to 6 months. So I'm always learning. I'm trying to get better. It's also always a guessing game. You just never know. So this last one I'm going to show you is actually also, this one's a Plato's kind of, I did the same thing. So the brand is Howler Brothers. I love this brand. It usually sells quickly. However, it has been selling less quickly than it used to. But this one did sell in under the 30 days. It probably sold in just a week or so of being listed. Plato's had this flannel priced at $14, but I did trade for it. I remember Plato's took, I think it was 13 items from me. I made a reel about this, the day in the life reel that you guys have probably seen recently. Anyways, so bought 2 of this brand, $14 a piece, and then I got like $30 back in cash still. So again, I don't have that much out of pocket into this. And this one sold for $39, which, you know, I think I said in the video it should sell for $30 to $40 a piece. So very happy with that. And if you watch that reel, those Huck fishing shorts also sold for $30, which is what I said that they would sell for. So yeah, so 2 out of the 3 I got from Plato's that day did sell quickly, which I'm really happy about that. All right, guys, that is all of my weekend sales. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts about what I told you guys in the beginning. And yeah, hopefully no matter what content I put out that you guys are willing to just watch. Not that you have to watch, but like if you don't like a bin haul, you can skip that one. But hopefully you guys care about me and that you, whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever I'm putting out, it's something that you'd want to watch because you like watching me for me and not for, say, a what sold. So anyhow, yeah. Hopefully I will be back soon with a kind of fun out and about thrift with me, maybe a day in the life type video where I'm just thrifting. So I will catch up with you guys then. Bye, friends.